Hello, hello. This is the English session, part 20. Today we are talking about video production. What is actually happening on the video production? What kind of things we do? We need to understand. Do we need to improve, or what kind of things, categories, everything? It just kind of like I just found out a lecture on on Shaw Academy. I watch and make it notes, and I will explain this thing in this English session because it will also improve my quality of filmmaking and also improve my English. So let's begin. So before we need to understand what is a video production. There is so many questions. First, what is it? Is like uh, first step to into videos. Yes, what do you want to film? Yeah, why do you want to be a film? Is that particular reason or particular things or particular category or some sort of situation? So is so that is called a film. Okay, and another point is get started with the um, so what is exactly a video production? Yeah, video production and what is exactly you have to do with this thing. Video production is just like making a video. Yeah, not too much complicated. It's easy. Just like take a cell phone, go to the camera, open the video section, and just start recording and make a video. So that is make a video. So it's not so much complicated for the basic understanding. When you will get upgraded, then you will know what is frames per seconds, resolutions, and compositions and techniques and technical terms. Those are kind of like a really different. Those are kind of like a really another level. But first thing you are doing, you are do you want to be interested in video production? So those are skills. It's just like video production. That means making a video. That's it. It's nothing complicated to you. Yeah, and is there is only one thing I'm just gonna tell you is that you are recording some sort of video. That means you are telling some sort of story. Yeah, like movies, they are telling a story. Like some sort of vlog, or they are telling something about something. Yes, it's not a story. That means like it doesn't mean like that story doesn't exist at all. It exists. You want to review, make a vlog, and they tell what do you think about what it is. Okay, so every video is telling a story, telling their perspective, what they think. So yeah, and there is also one thing is that anyone can tell the story. Anyone can tell the story by the video formation, and it's kind of like really good, easy to understandable, and everyone loves that. So yes, so there is some sort of equipments do you need for the video production. Yeah, first thing is like is like camera. Yeah, basically for the video or recording some sort of video, do you need a camera? Yeah, definitely yes, because you didn't have a camera, you cannot record anything. So at least you have a camera. Okay, and then whatever the equipment do you have, or cell phone, DSLR, or GoPro, or whatever it is, yes, do you need to understand what is the what is the advantage and what is the limitation? Yes, for the basic level you just do need to understand the just advantage and limitation. Okay, then after you will understand the technical terms like is it 4K or high IFC. There is so many things. Okay, so basic things for making a video is need a camera or cell phone or DSLR or GoPro, or after that it's cinema camera, and they are much more expensive. So yes, and also you do need to understand the limitation. What is this limitation? Yeah, Yani, it's like you have a cell phone. There is also limitation. What is the limitation? That when you are shooting a video, you cannot control shutter speed. And what is shutter speed? It's kind of like really complicated, but then after you will understand. I'm just telling the thing about shutter speed. Is a short notes about the shutter speed. Is it's kind of like the way of exposure takes some time. Okay, while and shutter speed in the video, in photography, shutter speed is kind of like a manual, but in the video, shutter speed is kind of like a twice the frame rates. And what is the frame rates? It's how many takes photos in per seconds. So I'm just taking just a short notes about the video, but you don't get too much confused about this thing. You just get to know about the limitation. What is the limitation? Is that while recording in cell phone, it's kind of became really shaky because there is no stabilizer. Okay, there is also a limitation. Yes, you cannot control what dynamic range. And what is dynamic range? Is dynamic range is kind of like a uh, how things can control in the frames. Like you are shooting sun, so basically it's completely bright daylight. So white became too much bright, and I cannot control the exposure while it has a low dynamic range. When the footage have high dynamic range, then I can control high dynamic range. So it's just like I can control the exposures in the post. Yeah. So it's kind of like a really technical term. Don't do that. Okay. Don't get too much confused. Okay. There is lots of limitation, like your footage is shaky. Okay. And you cannot zoom while you are in smartphone. Okay. So yes, you do need to understand while you are shooting some sort of things. um okay, there is also another part of video production. It's just not just being a shooting a video. Yeah, it's just like shooting a video is just part of video production. There is lots of things happen in the video production, like shooting, editing, sound, visualizing, and there are so many things. Yeah, so you do need to understand every aspect ratio of the video production. And there is another aspect ratio, and sorry, there is another category is editing. Editing is a really important factor. Yeah, because while shooting, while doing something, you can make so many mistakes, or so you cannot um, you cannot do as it is as you want. You can definitely make mistakes. So how do you cut mistakes? So basically, for those things, there is called editing. You can remove such clips that you don't want. So editing is kind of like a really important factor. There is another thing. People are oftenly using editing. There are Most of the people are using editing for edit the clips, cutting and adding the clips, joining the two clips each and after. Yes, there is also one thing is that VFX. Do you need a VFX? Do you need a graphics? So that you do need After Effects. What is After Effects? It is software. Then do you need a color grade? What is a color grade? Color grade means coloring a frame. Yeah, is like do you want to do something mood? For moody look, you do need to color grade. This kind of like a really another level. Don't get too much. Okay, basically you do need to understand what is editing. Editing means joining two clips or cutting a clip. Okay, that is called editing. Okay, yes. Sound is really important. You do need to understand what is a video production. Video production, that means 50% of visuals and 50% of sound. So basically sound is really important. You definitely can improve your video. I'm sure you can, but you don't have improve your sound quality, then this video is always sounds like really dull. and it doesn't look really good. Okay, can you watch a serial without sound effect? Just try to watch this, just a dialogue. It's kind of like a really empty, and it just kind of like a nothing in it. Okay, but when you are adding a sound, you feel some sort of emotions into it, because music feels the emotions, and for those things you do need a sound, and sound is really really important. Oftenly most of the filmmaker don't really understand the power of sound. They are always try to neglect this thing, but you do need to understand there is a 50% of video, so there is also a 50% of sound, so you do need to work on sound. Okay, so there is so many things while you are recording sound. First thing, you are recording onto the camera, like you are recording video, so at that time sound is also recording. I'm talking about the cell phone, but the cell phone cannot record sound properly. Why? Because cell phone just record whatever the sound signal capture along with the video. It cannot focus the sound. What is focusing the sound? That means some subject, it's kind of like a really far away, just like 10 feet or 20 feet away from the camera. You cannot be going too close. Then how do you capture the sound? That actor need to be speak really loud for capturing the sound. So there is a lots of limitations in cell phone. But another camera, like there is also a mics, detachable mics or boom mics. You can use those equipments to enhance your sound, and sound is really good. Sometimes wind noise is kind of like came on the frame. So we definitely don't want wind noise. It's kind of like a really wobble, and it don't really understand what actor is saying. So basically mic or sound is really important, and for recording, and don't just rely on the camera sound. Yes, always take standby, always take another equipment, always use a mic or a boom mic or it's just like lava mic is kind of like really good. It's also cheaper, and it is really good for capturing the dialogues. It's really important, but capturing the surrounding, you do need a mic. Okay. Yeah. And there is also thing is like that, you are using sound. For sound effect, do you need a sound effect? What is a sound effect? Sound effect means that is something happened, but you cannot record the sound, like car is moving. So while car is moving, the audio is cannot look so good, so there is always a sound effect available on the internet. You just go there, search it, you will find it, download and use it. Okay, so there is a sound effect, and sound effect gives you really good, because some of the camera don't record the sound, like a drone camera doesn't record the sound. It just visual. So for those things you do need a sound effect. Yeah. There is also one thing is, while in the video production, you before the video recording, you do need to visualize or planning. Yes, because planning is a really 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 essential while you are in video production. Yeah, I'm talking about the production. There is so many things, like you are actually making some sort of video, and you are actually making some sort of making money from this video. So basically you do need to plan, and there is a lots of people will involve when you are in doing video production, like sound recording, sound recorder, uh, camera operator, actor, script writer, script supervisor, director. There are so many people around. So they, when the team is involved, then you do need to understand what they have to work, what that time they have to come, when they leave, how we edit, how to, it's managing the things when the people are came. And it just not just a people, it just like you are also managing the frames, or you are also managing the shoots, like you are going to the hill station but at the summer. So basically when you are hill station at the summer, it's not going to be look good, because at the summer it always like dusty and it doesn't look green. But when you are going at the monsoon, it always look really good and foggy, and it looks like really cinematics. So you do need to understand, you do need to plan, just like whenever you shoot, you do need to plan when we are going, and it is the time is available, is that time is really good, is the vehicle is available at the shoot. What kind of scenario has to be happen when we are shooting, and what kind of equipment do you need for that shoot. So you do need to understand, and you do need to visualize and planning. And there is also one thing, there is also lots of things like when you are telling a story, there are so many locations. So you do need to find that location, is this location is kind of like really better for our telling a story or something else. You do need to understand this thing, and for those things you do need to plan before the start video recording. Okay. So, and that is in our cinema, there is people are keep doing script breakdown, or scheduling, or a call sheet. Those are the things, those are the planning, like how we shoot this thing. When you are not doing planning and you just go and shoot, it always something happen, and that is not gonna good, it is always really wrong things happen. So you do need to understand those things. Okay. Right. Yeah. And there is a audience. Yes, audience is a really really important factor. Who are those people are watching your clip? Is this people is kind of like a some sort of category, what kind of people they like your videos. Yeah. While you just like try to understand, you are making videos for the YouTube or documentary or cinema, you need to understand those things. Okay. Like most of the people record video for the YouTube. So basically most of the people use those audience in a cell phone or a laptop. So there is so many factor like aspect ratio, clarity, or resolutions, or what kind of audience, what they like. Is those people like travel filmmaker, those people like travel, those people like uh, comedy or entertainment. Uh, because in the end the people gives you money. Okay. So basically you do need to make video for the people. Yeah, firstly you are making video for your own, but in the end uh, people is kind of like a judging your video. Okay. Is your video is good or bad, people find out. Okay. And there is not just one or two people, there are the millions of people who are watching your video. I'm talking about YouTube. So basically you do need to understand what is the audience want, and how can I achieve what the audience I want. So yes. There is also one thing, a tip, or just like notes, is that ki almost there is 100 people are watching your video. I'm telling you, there are the 75 people are watching videos in mobile phone, and I'm just talking about just 100 people. You do need to understand. 100 peoples means all around the world. That means billions of people, and for those billions of people there is a millions of people. I'm talking about, if you have a 10 billion people, that means 7.5 billion people are watching videos on cell phone. So it's just like there are the so many people, it's 10 billion people is already exist in the world. Nah, 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 nah. 10 billion it's too much. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's like how many people in the world? Almost like 2 or 3 billion, not 10 billion. 10 billion was too much. Yeah. So it's just like when you're 100, when you're 1 billion people, that means like 750 million people are watching in the cell phone. So basically, most of the people, they have first device they watch you is more cell phones. So basically, you do need to understand how I make video to look good on the cell phone. So yeah. So I'm just asking, what is, there are so many things while shooting and video production, and there is some sort of category. And what kind of category is this? Okay, like is this video for about what? Like vlogging? Is it documentary? Is it a TV production? Is it music video? Is it cinema? Or there are so many things. List by list, we understand what is exactly happening on that thing and telling this thing. Okay, first thing is vlog. In these days, vlogging is just, is that word is actually, this is born in just like few years. Yes, I'm just like 5 or 10 years. 10 years is too much, just like 5 years. Yes. So is this vlogging is kind of like most of the people are using this word or doing such kind of thing. Vlogging, that means you are shooting with yourself. Okay. So there is no one holding your camera. You are holding a camera and you are telling a story. That means you are vlogging. And people loves it. People loves vlog because it's kind of like a really shaky, it's kind of like a really good. Yeah, I know shaky video is not good, but while doing vlogging, that means some sort of manual shake is has to be happened. Yeah, and that manual shake is sometimes it's really good. Yeah, but sometimes it's not gonna good. Okay, but while vlogging, there is also a shaking. So it is good. And vlogging is always really good because while you are vlogging, that means you are not sitting. Okay. When you are sitting, so that means you do need a tripod to stand the camera. But you are not sitting, you are moving or you just walking. So while walking and shooting, so that at that time, vlogging is really essential. For and most of the people are using this thing, and it is not good, but it's also really, yeah, it is. I'm not saying it is bad. No, no, it is really good. Yes, but you do need to understand why vlogging. Yes, because people that is in the frame, your face is covered up almost like a 60 to 70% in the frame. So it's just like you do need to look good. Also, you do need to speak well. Also, you do need to understand what people want. Okay, and what do you want to tell the story and how do you tell the story. And while vlogging, you do have some sort of creativity, or you do need to talk really good like people likes you. Yeah, or you just don't do like in the vlogging because when you are doing that, people feel really bored. Okay, there is also one thing is like, don't do too much vlogging. Yes, it's just like 2 minute, 3 minute or 4 minute, not more than that, because people are getting bored while you are sure continuously looking at just one frame and there is nothing change. Okay, so it's just like while you are vlogging, mostly not too much more than 5 minutes. Okay, because after that people will get really bored. Yeah, but you are just celebrity and people loves you, so at that time, okay, then make it too much better because people are loving you and they are love to see you. Yeah, but when you are new and it's kind of like a people don't really know you, so it's kind of like a really difficult to people understand you and what you do understand. Like Peter McKinnon, he's making some sort of vlog video, and this vlog video is kind of like a really more than like a 10 or 12 minute, but people loves it, people watch those videos. Yes, why? Because Peter McKinnon is kind of like a really good YouTuber. It's really amazing YouTuber. He's a really great filmmaker. But if I want to do something vlogging, people don't really love it because people don't really saw me. So it just like, I'm not saying is that when you are popular, then you can do vlogging. No, no, no. It's like, don't do too much vlogging. Okay, it's just like there is some specific period of time when you are not so popular. It's just like, don't just shoot more than 5 minutes in the vlogging. Just take 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, and it is really good. Okay. Uh, there is also one thing is that. While vlogging, that means you are keeping attention at yourself. Okay. So when the audience keep attention at yourself, that means you do need to speak really well and you do need to talk really well. Yes. Because of that, don't do it pause or, yeah, it just like really bad behavior in front of people, in front of camera also. Because do need to understand there are a million peoples are viewing inside from your camera. So you do need to speak well, and your personality is looks really good. Unintentionally you do need to look good, yes. And for looking the good, you do need a light. Okay, because vlogging, it cannot look good when you are in at dark. Because uh, you, if you don't saw your face at the frame, then what is the meaning of the vlogging? So it just like always available, there is always important for the light. And there is also one thing is that mic or boom mic or not boom mic, while vlogging you do need to understand, you do have good equipment of sound like lava mic or um, or condenser mic. Yes, because while vlogging audio is really good, audio has to be good. Yes. There is another categories like documentary. What is a documentary? What is actually happening, while documentary? And required a really highest technical skills. Yes, because when you are documenting, you do need to understand the camera, and you do need to understand the frame rate, shutter speed, uh, exposure, focus, manual focus, autofocus, lots of things. Okay, it's not a easy, it's just like 2 or 3 words, but there is inside, there are so many things. Okay. And another thing is that there is a technical term, but there is also creative term. It's like that you do need to be creative, you do need to be composition your frame. What is a composition? Composition means how do you set your subject at your frame. Do you use your grid or not using a grid? Do you use uh, there is a lots of thumb rules or so there is so many things. So while documenting, that means you are kind of like a professional, and people are expecting you are professional. So yes. And most of the time while shooting a documentary, you are experiencing some sort of harsh weather. Yeah, because documentary is kind of like a things is it's not just documenting means documenting a life about wildlife. So you do need to spend some time with the jungle, but your body is kind of like not really good while in jungle. So you do need to understand there is a lots of things has to be happened. So you are shooting in the really difficult condition, but you do need to shoot. Okay. uh, yes. While documenting, it is like you do need to be patient. Yes, because subjects is not you. When while documentary, it's kind of like a subject is another person, and that another person is not related with the camera. He's kind of like really shy. Sometimes it's kind of like really not good, but sometimes it's like when you are shooting in a wild, there is an animal, and animal doesn't came when you are come, it always come at his time. So you do need to patience, you do need to wait for it. And patience is the key while shooting a documentary, because there are lots of things happen, and you do need to do work according with them, because you have to shoot them, not they have to shoot, not they have to tell you that shoot you. So it's so many things. Okay, while documenting, you do need to understand, you do need to make up your mind that your subject is kind of like a, sometimes it's really creepy, sometimes it's not really good, sometimes it's not really good actor, or sometimes it's not really available. So you do need to patience, you do need to, because patience is really important. Okay, while filming anything, patience is really really good. Okay, yeah, while you are waiting for the sunrise or sunset. So yes, there is also, while shooting a documentary, planning is really essential. Yes, why I am talking this thing, planning is really essential, because of that there are so many things looks good at specific period of time, like sunrise, everything looks really good, while midday it look really boring. So basically you do need to plan for everything, like when do you shoot, it is good, how is the light condition, because most of the documentary it's kind of like it's not a studio that you are control everything like light and this and this and this. No, no, no. It's like documentary, that means you are just shooting and you don't get so many light. Okay, and light is a kind of like a really key role while shooting a document, while shooting in video production. Okay, so for the light when you are shooting outside, so you do need to understand the lighting condition was gonna happen. Also you do need to understand, is this rain coming or not, because when the rain is coming you cannot shoot because your camera or other equipment got damaged. So basically you do need to plan for everything, not just for the external or internal factor also, is that some other things has to be happen while shooting, like a camera is dead or battery is dead, you do need a spare battery, or you do need a some sort of spare camera. So planning is really really essential. Okay, consider tell the story and that should remain objective. Yes, so this is the documentary. Okay, then there is a TV production. What is a TV production? TV production, that means it's just like a cinema production but less, but it's kind of like it's kind of, we can say cinema production also. Yes, but it is kind of like a difference is in the cost. Yes, like a TV production has to be work really too much, but they paid very less. But in cinema they are work really less, and money has to offer is too much. It's kind of like a really inverse proportion, but not that too much. You do need to understand, cinema is kind of like everyone wants to do work on cinema, but before the cinema you do need to work on everything like vlogging, documentary, tvs, and there are so many. So TV production, what is a TV production? Yes, TV production, that means serials that you are watching on the televisions, Netflix, and another streaming media. Okay, not YouTube. Okay, YouTube is kind of like a vlogging and another thing. Most of the people use some sort of thing, but on the TV production YouTube doesn't came. Okay, because YouTube mostly use for the creative peoples. Okay, like you, it's kind of like a Google. Okay, but YouTube is not involved in TV production. Okay, but another streaming media like Netflix and Amazon and televisions, HBO are so many channels, and there are many of TV serials or web series. Okay, and those are including TV productions. Yes. And what is exactly TV production? What do I have to know about TV production? Like, is like TV production, that means you are highly technical area. Yeah, is like camera is kind of like really technical. Okay, because it's not gonna it's not gonna just like auto mode. No, it's kind of like really manual. And each and everything work, there is always a person. Okay. While TV production, you are working with a large team because most of the people is there. Like documenting, like while shooting documentary, there are very less people, like a camera person and sound person, and there is a one actor or anchor. That's it. But in the TV production, there are so many people, like camera, script writer, actor, director, editor, also choreographer, and there are so many people, gaffer, lightman, and assistants. There are so many assistants for the each production, production director, and lots of people. It's so many people. So when you are working with so many people, it's kind of like a really hectic. So you do need to understand the planning. Yeah, because when you are managing lots of people, so you do need to make a plan before the start shooting. Like there are so many people involved in this thing. So yes, a live TV is kind of like a really became highly pressure because there are live, and each things happen, and whatever things you are doing, they are live, so you cannot mistake. You do need to be really precise, do your work. So it's kind of like a really pressure always for the actor, director, and camera person also. There are so many things you do need to work really well, really good, because everything you are doing, everything is kind of like a live. People are watching you right now, right here. So yes. And most of the time, TV production, it's kind of like a deadline for the time. Yes, because while in the documentary, it's kind of like a really delay. Sometimes documentary came after 1 month, 2 month. Video for the YouTube, it's also in our mind, we have to upload whenever I want. But when the TV production, you do need to understand the time, because tomorrow we need to broadcast this episode. So today we need this episode. Okay. So that means at this day the episode has to be complete. Everything, editing, shooting, everything has to be complete on this day before the broadcast. So time is always a really pressure for the each and every person in the video production. Okay. So you do need to understand time is a really much deadline, and you have to meet your deadline, because while you are watching, they cannot say is that uh, that episode doesn't came. It always shows at particular period of time. So uh, lighting and technical knowledge is really must. Yes, obviously, while shooting some sort of serial, basically you do need to understand light and everything aspect ratio for everything in required for filming and video productions. Yes. There is also another category, is most of the people are kind of like they are, and it's kind of like a really good career option. It's really good for the music video. Yes, music video, it's sometime it is sometime music video production, sometime it's really big production, sometime it's really one or two people. So there are so many things. Yeah, important thing is that how do you use this music as how much you creative. Yes, because music video is kind of like a really creative stuff. Yeah, I do experience this thing. Yes, when the music is too silence, you do need to video about silence things. Okay, but the video is too big beat and bebop and rock and pop, so you do need to change frames or scene by beat. So there are so many creative stuff has to be happen in the music video. And Basically, in the music video, you do need to understand the music. What is this lyrics wants to say? What is this music wants to say? What these singers want to say from his lyrics? Okay, so you do need to understand, and you do need to visualize everything. What's the word, and what is the image came into your mind, and you have to put that image into reality on the music video and shoot it. It's not gonna tough, because when you are doing some sort of creative stuff, it's kind of like really good, and you are enjoying while doing this. Okay, and most of the people doing this, yes, and it's kind of like a really important the music. So music video is kind of like I'm saying is that music video is really good, really creative, yes, and it's really nice. And there is also one thing, sound is really good, but most of the time music is recording another time, and while in shooting music video is kind of like the overlay, or it just like not overlay, just like uh, uh, synchronize the audio and the actor's voice, and you sync it, and that's the thing. Then in the end, cinema. Okay, people are love to do work on the cinema, because cinema is kind of like a really good. It's kind of like a really expensive people, expensive gadgets, and expensive cameras, and everything you can see. It's expensive. Yes, just not just actor, it's director, people, and those are really expert, because when you are in the cinema, there are so many people, they are expert in their field, so you do need to understand the cinema means there are so many things. Okay, I'm gonna complete that too much, but when I have a time, I will definitely complete this thing. But right now I have to shut it down, and I right now I have a test, so I definitely have to go to the test. Okay, so here's it. In the end, there are so many things like camera, and instead of I'm telling this thing, instead of uh, writing on the Google sheet, I'm just recording things. I'm just taking these notes and record this thing, because important thing is that how well I know about those things. It's really good. Okay, so just keep the notes and record with yourself, because and in English, yes, because when you are doing this, you just not only um, improving your skill, but you are also improving your English too, so you do need to doing this, keep doing this. Okay, thank you.